What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This weekend we're at the ranch doing some just kind of end of year maintenance. Season officially ends tomorrow, but we're not doing any hunting this weekend. We have hunted ourselves out this year, and what a year it has been. I wanted to take some time to go over two new arrows that have come on the market. I've seen videos for each one, but I haven't seen a head-to-head video, kind of a comparison video, if you will, which kind of intrigues me because they are direct contenders with each other, both big names in the industry as far as I'm concerned. Today I want to go over two new 4mm arrows, which if you have seen any of my videos before, you know I love a 4mm arrow. My biggest complaint over the years for a 4mm has been the weight. It doesn't matter which 4mm arrow you get, they're heavy. That being said, I've always seemed to shoot a 4mm arrow better, but I don't like the weight. You know, this past year I've been running Altra's Centrum 166, their 4mm arrow, but its total weight came out to about 483 grains, which is, it's not terrible. It's a bit heavier than the heaviest I like to shoot. The heaviest arrow I like to shoot is about 475, so we're close. We're still a little bit heavy. It's performed exceptionally well, don't get me wrong. I've killed a lot of stuff with it, including a big zebra stud that I got a full pass through with that arrow. So it's really impressed me. But both Victory and Altra have released new 4mm arrows this year in a lighter weight category. Victory came out with what they're calling the VLR, lightweight 4mm. Altra came out with their Phantom series, again, another lightweight 4mm. Like I said, I've seen videos on each. I haven't seen one kind of comparing them to each other, so I wanted to do that today. So I want to start with the Phantom arrow. This is the one from Altra. This is, let me use my cheat sheet here, bear with me. I don't have all the specs memorized for both of these arrows. So this one, full disclosure, this is a 350 spine. The Victory's a 300. That's what I could get my hands on right now. We'll talk about that in just a second. So the Phantom arrow from Altra comes in spines of 250, 300, 350, 400, and 500. Your 250s coming in at 9.8 grains. Your 300s coming in at 8.5. 350 at 8 grains per inch. 400, 7.1. And your 500 is 6.2. Really the biggest difference, as I understand it, don't quote me, I could be wrong, I don't work for Altra, was the knock. They changed their knocks, and then they changed their half-out system. They call it the Arco system. Now, I am not using that. I am using Victory components. It's just my personal preference. I like these a little bit better. It's my opinion. The Arcos kind of extends a little bit further past the end of the shaft than I care for. The guys I know that do use them love them. This is what I chose to go with for this build. It gave me the weight I wanted up front. Gave me phenomenal FOC. Now, like I said, this is a 350 spine coming in at 412 grains with 175 grains up front. These fly phenomenally. I have always had good experience with Altra this past year. Over however many dozens that I have purchased, they have all held true to their tolerances. They've flown really well. The only one, no, I've broken two. One was on a Gimsbuck bull that I shot this year, and one was on that zebra stud this year. And those, again, those were the original Centrums. Those were not these Phantoms. But I think it speaks to how tough these arrows actually are. I am shooting this out of my Hoyt RX9. This bow's shooting 65 pounds at 28 3/4 inch draw. And these things could not shoot better, in my opinion. I have really, really grown to love this arrow, and Ultra is quickly becoming one of my favorite arrows on the market. They've done a phenomenal job, and I really don't have anything negative to say about them. Now, the Victory, their VLR, it is obviously Victory. They like the woven carbon, right? This is their lightweight 4mm contender, and again, this is a 300 spine. This is what I could get my hands on. So these come in similar spines. It comes in a 250 coming in at 10.5 grains per inch, a 300 coming in at 9 grains per inch. That's what this one is. A 350 at 8.2 and a 400 at 7.7. Now on this arrow, I did make one change. I swapped out the nocks because I'm going to be shooting it out of the same bow that's set for these Ultra nocks for my testing. So I did pull the IP nocks out and I put these Ultra nocks in. I went with the stock aluminum 50 grain half out that comes with them. This is coming in at 413 grains. Now, historically, Victory has been one of my favorite arrows. Their tolerances have been tight. They've flown really, really well. I've never really had a lot of complaints about them. I've liked their componentry. Everything from their nocks to the shaft to their componentry has all been super consistent. I've never had a big issue with these arrows. Today that changes. Victory, if you're listening, please listen carefully. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I ordered these, and when I weigh my arrows, I take my components out. I weigh shaft to shaft, no knock, no insert, no nothing when I start my building process. This dozen had a 4 grain discrepancy in the shafts. I married everything up as closely as I possibly could to complete my build, and I was only able to get a 3.6 grain tolerance. Now, that being said, I'm not that good. I don't know that that would make a big difference for me, but I think that there are some guys out there that that would make a difference for. On top of that, Victory, like I said, they've been great. I'm trying not to knock them for it because maybe it's a new arrow, so maybe something in the factory is off. I don't know. I don't want to bash them a whole lot, but I'm disappointed. I really am. Victory, do better. You guys are better than this. I know you're better than this because I shot these for many, many years. You came out with these, and that really disappointed me. Now, the reason that, let's talk about the spines. The reason that I have a 350 in the Ultra and a 300 in the Victory. Victory released these in late October. I think it was somewhere around October 21st. Victory announced the VLR, lightweight 4mm. I got super excited. I'm kind of an arrow nerd. I couldn't get them. Nobody, as far as I'm aware, could get these until mid-December, which seems to be on the disappointing trend of the archery industry, that companies are releasing product, but you can't get them. Shops can't get them. Places like Lancaster can't get them, as far as I'm aware. I think they have them now, but, you know, like I said, it's January. Ultra released their Phantom arrow late November, somewhere around the 24th, I think it was. Don't quote me on that. They were immediately available. Ultra didn't announce it and then go, oh, by the way, you have to wait 2 months to get these product. We have it. They're ready to be shipped. Point to Ultra, right? Like I said, I don't want to knock Victory too much, but this one's kind of been a flop for me. I've been disappointed. I like to think that maybe there was something at the factory. It's a new product. They're having some discrepancy. They'll work it out. But the first batch I get my hands on and we've got a 4 grain variance, like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be shooting this arrow. based on that, I mean, those are kind of the big things for these two arrows, two lightweight 4mm arrows that I think the market has been waiting on for a really long time. Both phenomenal products. Don't get me wrong. Victory makes a great product. I've never had an issue with any of their other products. This is really the first time that I've had a complaint. So I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm hoping that it's a fluke, and if it's not, maybe somebody at Victory will hear this and they'll figure it out and get it fixed. With all that being said, if you like a 4mm, these are both great options if you want to get a little bit lighter weight. This Ultra arrow is coming out of my bow, 65 pounds, 28 3/4 inch draw at 294 feet a second, giving me similar kinetic energy to my 75 pound setup with a 483 grain arrow. So I'm not losing a ton of energy, dropping poundage, and dropping weight in my arrow. So I have to give the points here to Ultra. They have made a really, really great product that's been very, very consistent. Everything has been within a half a grain tolerance that I've gotten from Ultra. They're super consistent. They fly super well. I really don't have any complaints, and this is slowly becoming my favorite arrow on the market. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what's your favorite arrow on the market. Okay, so now we have talked about these arrows. I'm going to shoot a couple of groups at 30 yards. We got a third scale bighorn down here at 30 yards. So I'm going to shoot a few groups, just take a look. Hopefully I can shoot today and I don't embarrass myself on the internet. So let's get to it. Let's see what happens. A whole pile of arrows here. I don't have all my stuff. Oh, look at me embarrassing myself on the internet, guys. When you come down, bring something to hold your arrows. So I'm going to shoot against my better judgment 4 of these Ultras and 4 of these Victories, and we're going to see what happens. So there's some Ultras. Now we're going to send some Victories downrange and take a look. Now, like I said, I've never had a problem with Victory. I've always liked them a lot. This time I'm a little disappointed. You know, we got a lot of wind down here today. It's been a super windy day, up at the top of the hill, down at the bottom of the hill, really everywhere today. Giving me a little bit of grief. Now, I know what you're all going to say. Oh, he's sponsored. Oh, Ultra gives him arrows or money or whatever to say. No. No. Yes, I am wearing an Ultra hoodie. Yes, my children got it for me for Christmas. I am not sponsored by anybody. They are not giving me arrows. They're not giving me money to say anything good about their product. I bought all of this with my own money, and I am making my own judgment based on my own experience. Your experience may be different, and that's okay. I don't know how many that was. We're going to shoot one more just in case. I am not a pro staff shooter for any equipment in the industry other than some strings. I will be the first one to tell you, yes, I shoot for pro staff for Phantom bowstrings. They are the best on the market. No arrows, no bows, no nothing like that. Nobody gives me anything for free. I spend my money on these things, and I work hard to make my own decision, as I encourage each of you to do. I don't expect anybody, especially as small as we are, right, to jump on my channel and say, oh, he likes Ultra, let's go out and buy a bunch of Ultra arrows. That's not what we're doing here today. I am simply here to give you some information, and you take that and you do with it what you will. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to take a look at some of these groups. I don't know how I felt about that, but we'll go take a look and see what happened. So there you have it, guys. Now you have the information. I probably embarrassed myself on YouTube with my groupings. I know it's only 30 yards. We're a little bit high. That's my first group of the day and some pretty hefty winds, which is a great reason I love the 4mm. It wasn't as bad as it could have been with a standard diameter arrow. So now you have the information. You can go out, you can make your own informed decision, which I encourage you to do. Don't take my word for anything. I'm not anybody special. I'm just a guy with a GoPro who likes to shoot bows. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.